Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Jai Durga Ma. Durga Saptashati is a Hindu religious text describing the victory of the goddess Durga over the demon Mahishasur. Durga Saptashati is also known as Devi Mahatmyam, Chandi Part, and contains 700 verses arranged into 13 chapters. The first chapter of Durga Saptashati is based on the slaying of Madhu and Katab. Prathamo Adhyayah. Jai Ma Durga. Medha Rishi narrating the story of killing of Madhukatab to King Surat and Samadhi while describing the greatness of Bhagwati. Vinyog. The first Charitra has sage Brahma, Mahakali deity, Gayatri Chand, Nand Shakti, Raktadantika seed, Agni element, and Rigved form. Vinyog is done in the chanting of the first Charitra to please Sri Mahakali deity. Dhyan. I worship Mahakali Devi, who was praised by lotus born Brahmaji for killing Madhu and Katab after Lord Vishnu fell asleep. She holds a sword, discus, mace, arrow, bow, parid, trident, bhushandi, head, and conch in her 10 hands. She has 3 eyes. She is adorned with divine ornaments on all her body parts. The luster of her body is like that of sapphire, and she has 10 faces and 10 legs. Om. Salutations to Goddess Chandika. Markandeya said, I am telling you in detail the story of the birth of Cha1-13, the son of the sun, who is called the 8th Manu. Listen, I am telling you the story of how the great Surya Kumar Cha1-13 became the lord of the Manvantar by the grace of Bhagwati Mahamaya. It is a story of the past. In the Swarochish Manvantar, there was a king named Surat who was born in the Charitra dynasty. He had authority over the entire world. He used to take care of his subjects righteously as if they were his own sons. Yet at that time, a Kshatriya named Kola with one C became his enemy. King Surat's policy of punishment was very strong. He fought with his enemies. Though the Kola with one Cs were less in number, yet King Surat was defeated by them. Then he returned to his city from the battlefield and started living as the king of his own country only. He had lost his authority over the entire earth. But even there, those powerful enemies attacked the great king Surat. The king's power had started to wane. Therefore, his wicked, powerful, and evil minded ministers seized the royal army and treasury even in his capital. Surat's authority had been destroyed. Therefore, he rode his horse and went alone from there to a dense forest on the pretext of hunting. There he saw the hermitage of the great Brahmin Medha Muni, where many violent creatures, having given up their natural violent nature, lived in utmost peace. Many disciples of the sage were adding to the beauty of that forest. On reaching there, the sage welcomed him and he stayed for some time, wandering here and there in the hermitage of that great sage. Then, attracted by affection, he started thinking like this: the same city which my ancestors had served in the past is devoid of me today. I don't know whether my wicked servants protected righteously or not. Who knows what pleasures my chief elephant, who was always full of pride and valiant, must be enjoying now under the control of the enemies. Those who always followed me because of my blessings, wealth, and food must be following other kings now. My treasury, which was accumulated with great difficulty, will become empty because of the constant spending by those wasteful people. King Surat kept thinking about these and many other things continuously. One day he saw a Vaishya near the hermitage of Vipravar Medha and asked him, Brother, who are you? What is the reason for your coming here? Why do you look sad and distraught? Hearing these loving words of King Surat, the Vaishya humbly bowed to him and said, The Vaishya said, O king, I am a Vaishya born in a rich family. My name is Samadhi. My wicked wife and sons have thrown me out of the house for their greed. I am deprived of wealth, wife, and sons. My trusted relatives have taken my wealth and thrown me away. That is why I have come to the forest in sorrow. Living here, I do not know whether my sons, wife, and relatives are well or not. Are they living well at home at this time, or are they in some trouble? How are my sons? Are they virtuous, or have they become wicked? The king asked, why do you have so much affection for those greedy wife and son who threw you out of your house for money? The merchant said, whatever you say about me is correct, but what can I do? My mind does not bear cruelty. I have so much affection in my heart for those who, in greed for money, have abandoned my affection for my father, my husband, and my close ones and thrown me out of my house. Sir, what is this that my mind is getting so filled with love for my relatives who lack qualities? I am unable to understand this even after knowing it. I am taking deep breaths for them and my heart is feeling very sad. Those people are completely devoid of love. Even then, my mind is not able to be cruel towards them. What should I do for this? Markandeji says, O Brahman, thereafter, Surat, the best of kings, and that Vaishya named Samadhi both appeared together in the service of Medha Muni and behaved with him with due justice and politeness and sat down. Thereafter, the Vaishya and the king started some conversation. The king said, O Lord, I want to ask you one thing. Please tell me. Since my mind is not under my control, that thing pains me a lot. I still have attachment for the kingdom which has gone from my hands and all its parts. O great sage, even though I know that it is not mine, I feel sad for it like an ignorant person. What is this? This Vaishya has also returned from his home insulted. His sons, wife, and servants have abandoned him. Even though his relatives have abandoned him, he still has a deep affection for them. Thus, both he and I are very sad. This way, we are getting attracted to the object in which we have seen obvious faults. O fortunate one, we both are intelligent. Yet, what is this attachment that has developed in us? Like a person devoid of wisdom, this foolishness is clearly visible in me and in him too. O fortunate one, all living beings have the knowledge of the path of objects. In the same way, the objects are also different for everyone. Some beings do not see during the day and others do not see at night, and there are some creatures who see equally during the day and night. It is true that human beings are intelligent, but they are not the only ones. Animals, birds and deer etc. are all intelligent beings. The understanding of human beings is also like that of those deer and birds. And as is the understanding of human beings, so is that of those deer and birds. This and other things are all also almost the same in both. Despite having understanding, look at these birds, even though they themselves are suffering from hunger. Out of love, they are putting grains of food in the beaks of their children with great enthusiasm. O best of men, don't you see that despite being intelligent, these human beings desire sons out of greed to get the reward for the favors they have done? Although they all do not lack understanding, yet they have been thrown into the pit of attachment filled with the whirlpool of affection by the influence of Bhagavati Mahamaya, who maintains the existence of the world, the tradition of birth and death. Therefore, there is no need to be surprised at this. The world is being fascinated by Bhagavati Mahamaya, who is the Yog Nidra form of Jagdishwar Sri Lord Vishnu. Bhagavati Mahamaya forcibly pulls the mind of even the wise and makes them fascinated. It is she who creates this entire animate and inanimate world, and when she is pleased, she gives boons to humans for liberation. She is the eternal goddess who is the cause of Paravidya, world bondage, and liberation, and is also the presiding deity of all the gods. The king asked, Bhagwan, who is that goddess whom you call Mahamaya? Brahman, how did she appear and what are her characteristics? Maharishi, the best among the knowers of Brahma, I want to hear from your mouth what is the effect of that goddess, what is her form, and the way she appeared. The sage said, King, in reality, the goddess is eternal. The entire universe is her form, and she has pervaded the entire universe. Yet she appears in many forms. Listen to me about this. Although she is eternal and unborn, yet when she appears to accomplish the work of the gods, then she is said to have been born in the world. At the end of the Kalp, when the entire universe was submerging in the ocean and the Lord of all, Lord Vishnu, was sleeping on the bed of Sheshnag, taking shelter of Yog Nidra. At that time, two dreadful demons were born from the dirt of his ears, who were famous by the name of Madhu and Katab. Both of them got ready to kill Brahmaji. When Prajapati Brahmaji, seated in the navel of Lord Vishnu, saw those two dreadful demons coming to him and saw the Lord asleep, then, with a concentrated mind, he started praising Yog Nidra, who resides in the eyes of Sri Vishnu, to wake him up. Sri Brahma started praising the same goddess Nidra, who is the presiding deity of this universe, who holds the universe, who protects and destroys the universe, and who is the unique power of the radiant Lord Vishnu. Brahmaji said, Devi, you are Swaha, you are Swadha, and you are Vashtakar. The sound is also your form. You are the life giving nectar. In the eternal syllable Pranav, you are present in the form of three vowels A, U, Ma. Apart from these three vowels, the eternal half vowel in the form of a point, which cannot be pronounced specifically, is also you. Devi, you are Sandhya, Savitri, and the Supreme Mother. Devi, you are the one who holds this universe. This world is created by you. It is maintained by you, and is always you who swallow everything at the end of the cycle. Jaganmai Devi, at the time of creation of this world, you are the form of creation. At the time of sustenance, you are the form of sustenance, and at the time of the end of the cycle, you take the form of destruction. You are the form of Mahamoh, Mahadevi, and Mahasuri. You are the nature of all that gives birth to the three gunas. You are also the fearful Kalratri, Maharatri, and Moharatri. You are Shri, you are Ishwari, you are Hri, and you are the wisdom and intelligence. You are also modesty, nourishment, satisfaction, peace, and forgiveness. You are the bearer of sword, spear, fierce form, and the bearer of mace, discus, conch, and bow. Arrow, Bhushundi, and Parig are also your weapons. You are gentle and more gentle. Not only this, you are more beautiful than all the gentle and beautiful things. Above all, you are the supreme goddess who is beyond all, goddess with all forms. Whatever things are there in the form of true and false, and the power of all of them is you. In such a state, what praise can be offered to you? When you have put the God who creates, maintains, and destroys this world under sleep, then who can be capable of praising you here? You gave me, Lord Shankar and Lord Vishnu, their bodies. You have provided shelter to the demons. Therefore, who has the power to praise you? Devi, you are praised for your benevolent influences. But these two fierce demons, Madhu and Katav, in a trance and awaken the Lord of the universe, Lord Vishnu, soon. Also, create in them the wisdom to kill these two great demons. The sage says, O king, when Brahmaji praised Yog Nidra, the presiding goddess of Tamogun, in this manner to awaken Lord Vishnu with the purpose of killing Madhu and Katav, then she emerged from the eyes, mouth, nose, arms, heart, and chest of the Lord and stood before the sight of the unmanifested Brahmaji. On being freed from Yog Nidra, Lord Janardhan, the Lord of the world, woke up from the bed of Sheshnag in the waters of that ocean. Then they saw those two demons. Those evil souls, Madhu and Katav, were very strong and valiant, and their eyes were red with anger, and they were trying to eat Brahmaji. Then Lord Sri Hari got up and fought with them only with their arms for 5,000 years. Both of them were also going mad due to their extreme strength. Here, Mahamaya had also put them under illusion. That is why they started saying to Lord Vishnu, We are satisfied with your bravery. You ask for any boon from us. Sri Bhagwan said, If you both are pleased with me, then get killed by my hands. That is all I have asked for. What is there to take from any other boon here? The sage says, Being deceived in this way, when they saw water all over the world, they said to the lotus eyed Lord, Where the earth is not submerged in water, where there is dry place, kill us there. The sage says, Then saying, So be it, the Lord holding conch, discus, and mace placed the heads of both of them on his thigh and cut them off with the discus. In this way, Goddess Mahamaya appeared on Brahma's prayer. Now I will describe her effect to you again. Listen. In this way, in the Devi Mahatmya, under the story of the Savarnik Manvantar in the Sri Markandeya Puran, the first chapter named Madhukatab Vad is completed. All those who are listening, please say with me, Jai Mata Di, Jai Mata Di, Jai Mata Di. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Jai Ma Durga. The second chapter of Durga Saptashati is based on the slaughter of the armies of Mahishasur. Dvitiyo Adhyayaha. The appearance of the goddess by the might of the gods and the killing of Mahishasur's army. Appropriation. Om is Vishnu Rishi of medium character, Mahalakshmi deity, Ushnik Chand, Shakambhari Shakti, Durga Bij, Vayu element, and Yajurved form. It is used in the lesson of medium character for the happiness of Sri Mahalakshmi. Attention! I worship the happy faced Mahishasur Mardani Bhagavati Mahalakshmi, sitting on a lotus seat, who holds in her hands a sword, an axe, a mace, an arrow, a thunderbolt, a padma, a bow, a hook, a rod, power, a sword, a shield, a conch, a bell. She wears a honey pot, prong, noose, and chakra. Rishi says, in the past, there was a fierce war between the gods and the demons for 100 years. The king of the demons was Mahishasur and the leader of the gods was Indra. In that war, the army of the gods was defeated by the mighty demons. After defeating all the gods, Mahishasur became Indra. Then the defeated gods, with the Prajapati Brahma in the lead, went to the place where Lord Shankar and Lord Vishnu were seated. The gods narrated in detail to the two lords the tale of Mahishasur's valor and their own defeat. They said, O Lord, Mahishasur has usurped the powers of the sun, Indra, Agni, Vayu, Moon, Yam, Varun, and other gods, and has himself become the ruler of all of them. That evil minded Mahesh has expelled all the gods from heaven. Now they roam on the earth like human beings. We have told you all about the misdeeds of the demons. Now we have come to your refuge. Think of some way to kill him. Hearing these words of the gods, Lord Vishnu and Shiva became very angry with the demons. Their eyebrows got stretched and their face became crooked. Then a great light appeared from the mouth of the extremely angry Chakrapani Sri Vishnu. Similarly, the bodies of Brahma, Shankar, and Indra and the other gods also appeared in the same way. A great radiance came out of the sky. All of it merged into one. That mass of great radiance appeared like a blazing mountain. The gods saw that its flames were spreading in all directions. There was no comparison to the radiance that emanated from the body. When gathered together, it transformed into a woman and appeared to pervade the three worlds with its light. The radiance of the Lord Shankar made the face of the goddess appear. The radiance of Yamraj made hair grow on her head. From the radiance of Lord Vishnu, arms were born. From the radiance of the moon, her breasts were born. From the radiance of Indra, her mid portion, waist region was born. From the radiance of Varun, her thighs and calves were born. And from the radiance of the earth, her buttocks were born. Her feet were created from the brilliance of Brahma and her fingers from the brilliance of the sun. The fingers of the hands were created from the brilliance of the Vasus and the nose from the brilliance of Kuber. The teeth of the goddess were created from the brilliance of Prajapati and her three eyes from the brilliance of Agni had appeared. Her eyebrows were born from the effulgence of the evening sun and her ears from the effulgence of the wind. Similarly, that auspicious goddess was manifested from the effulgence of other gods too. Thereafter, the gods who were tormented by Mahishasur became very happy on seeing the goddess who had appeared from the effulgence of all the gods. Lord Shankar, the bearer of Pinak, took out a spear from his trident and gave it to her. Then Lord Vishnu also produced a discus from his discus and offered it to Bhagavati. Varun also presented a conch. Agni gave her strength, and Vayu gave her a bow. The thousand-eyed king of the gods, Indra, produced a thunderbolt from his thunderbolt and gave her a bell which he took down from the Eravat elephant. Yamraj gave her the punishment of death. Varun gave her the noose. Prajapati gave her a garland of crystals, and Brahma gave her a water pot. The sun filled all the pores of the goddess with the brightness of its rays. Kal gave her a shining shield and a sword. Sagar presented a radiant necklace and two divine garments which would never wear out. He also presented a divine chudamani, two earrings, bangles, and a radiant half moon bracelets for all the arms, anklets for both feet, and a beautiful collar and a necklace. He also gave her rings made of gems to wear on all her fingers. Vishwakarma presented her with a very pure axe. He also gave her many types of weapons and an impenetrable armor. Apart from these, a ring made of gems that would never wither, to be borne on the head and the chest. Gave her garlands of lotuses. The ocean offered her a beautiful lotus flower. The Himalayas offered her a loin to ride and various kinds of gems. The treasure keeper Kuber offered her a betel pot filled with honey. And the king of all the serpents, Shesh, who holds the earth, offered her a betel pot filled with honey, presented her with a snake necklace adorned with precious gems. Similarly, other gods also honored the goddess by giving her ornaments and weapons. After that, they roared loudly with laughter repeatedly. The entire sky echoed with their terrifying sound. Devi, the roar of that lion could not be contained anywhere. The sky seemed small in front of it. It echoed so loudly that the whole world was shaken and the oceans trembled. The earth started shaking and all the mountains started moving. At that time, the god said to Bhavani with great happiness, Devi, victory to you. Seeing the entire world in turmoil, the demons suddenly stood up, adorning their entire army with armor, etc., and taking weapons in their hands. At that time, Mahishasur became very angry and said, Ah, what is happening? Then he was surrounded by all the demons. Aiming at that roar, he ran, and on reaching ahead, he saw the goddess who was illuminating the three worlds with her radiance. Along with that, the great sages humbly praised her with devotion. The earth was being pressed down by the weight of her feet. The crown on her forehead was drawing a line in the sky, and she was disturbing the seven nether worlds with the sound of her bow. The goddess was standing, covering all directions with her thousands of arms. Thereafter, a war broke out between the demons and her. All directions were illuminated by the attack of various types of weapons. A great demon named Chikshur was the commander of Mahishasur. He started fighting with the goddess. Chamar also started fighting with the four armed army of other demons. A great demon named Udgr came with 60,000 charioteers and fought. A demon named Mahahanu started fighting with 1 crore charioteers. A great demon named Asiloma, whose hair was as sharp as a sword, came to the battle with 5 crore charioteers. A demon named Bhashkal, surrounded by 60 lakh charioteers, also started fighting in that battlefield. A demon named Parivrit started fighting with many groups of elephant riders and horsemen and an army of 1 crore charioteers. A demon named Bidal, surrounded by 5 billion charioteers, started fighting. Apart from these, thousands of other great demons with their armies of chariots, elephants, and horses started fighting with the goddess. Mahishasur himself was standing in that battlefield surrounded by an army of crores of chariots, elephants, and horses. Those demons were fighting with the goddess by attacking her with weapons like Tomar, Bhindipal, Shakti, pestle, sword, axe, and pattis. Some demons attacked her with Shakti, some threw noose, and some other demons tried to kill the goddess by attacking her with sword. The goddess also filled with anger and cut all those weapons of the demons by showering her weapons in a playful manner. There was not even the slightest sign of exertion or fatigue on her face. Gods and sages were praising her, and she, the goddess, kept showering weapons on the bodies of the demons. The lion, the vehicle of the goddess, also filled with anger, started moving in the army of demons, shaking the hair on its neck as if a forest fire was spreading in the forest. All the breaths that Devi Ambika exhaled while fighting with the demons on the battlefield, immediately appeared in the form of hundreds and thousands of Ganas and started fighting the demons with weapons like Parshu, Bhindipal, Khadag, and Pattish. Those Ganas, strengthened by the power of the Devi, started playing the instruments like drums and conches while destroying the demons. Many Ganas were playing the mridang in that battle festival. Thereafter, the Devi killed hundreds of great demons with her trident, mace, shower of power, and sword, etc. Many were killed by making them unconscious with the dreadful sound of the bell. Many demons were tied with noose and dragged on the ground. Many demons were cut into two pieces by the blows of her sharp sword. Many fell to the ground after being wounded by the blows of the mace. Many were badly hurt by the blows of the pestle and started vomiting blood. Some demons fell to the ground because their chests were torn apart by the spears. Many demons lost their backs in that battleground due to the shower of arrows. The demons who were swooping down like eagles lost their lives. Some had their arms torn apart. Some had their necks cut off. Many demons' heads started falling off. Some people's bodies were torn apart in the middle. Many great demons fell to the ground because their thighs were cut off. The goddess cut many into two pieces, leaving them with one arm, one leg, and one eye. Many demons, even after their heads were cut off, would get up again and fight with the goddess in the form of only a torso, holding good weapons in their hands. Other Kabbans would dance to the rhythm of the battle drums. Many headless torsos would run with swords, and spears in their hands, and other great demons would challenge the goddess to battle, saying, "Wait, wait." The ground where that fierce battle took place was so covered with the bodies of the fallen chariots of the goddess, elephants, horses, and demons that it had become impossible to walk there. There was so much bloodshed from the bodies of elephants, horses, and demons in the army of demons that in a short time large rivers of blood started flowing there. Jagdamba destroyed the huge army of demons in a moment, just as fire reduces a huge pile of grass and wood to ashes in a few moments, and that lion, shaking its hair on its neck and roaring loudly, seemed to snatch away the life from the bodies of the demons. There, the followers of the goddess also fought with those great demons in such a way that the gods standing in the sky were very pleased and started showering flowers on them. Thus, the second chapter of Devi Mahatmya under the story of Savandik Manvantar in Sri Markandeya Puran titled Killing of Mahishasura's Army is completed. All those who are listening with me, please say Jai Mata Di, Jai Mata Di, Jai Mata Di. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Jai Durga Ma. Durga Saptashati, Tritiya Adhyay. Killing of Mahishasur along with his generals. Meditation. The luster of Jagdamba's limbs is like that of thousands of suns at sunrise. She is wearing a red silk sari. A garland of skulls adorns her neck. She holds in her hands a garland of garlands, Vidya, Abhay, and the mudras of Var. Her three eyes look very beautiful. Her head is adorned with a jeweled crown along with the moon, and she is seated on a lotus seat. I offer my obeisance to such a goddess with devotion. The sage says, seeing the army of demons being destroyed in this way, the great demon commander Chikshur, filled with rage, advanced to fight with Ambika Devi. That demon began to shower arrows on the goddess on the battlefield as if a cloud was pouring a torrent of water on the peak of Mount Meru. Then the goddess effortlessly cut off his group of arrows with her arrows and killed his horses and charioteer as well. Along with that, she also cut off his bow and his very high flag in an instant. After the bow was cut, she pierced his limbs with her arrows. After the bow, chariot, horses, and charioteer were destroyed, the demon ran towards the goddess with shield and sword. After striking the head of the loin with his sharp sword, he also struck the left arm of the goddess with great force. O king, the sword broke as soon as it reached the goddess' arm. Then the demon took the spear in his hand with his eyes turning red with anger, and the great demon hurled it at Bhagwati Bhadrakali. The spear blazed with its brilliance like the sun falling from the sky. Seeing the spear coming towards her, the goddess also attacked with the spear. The demon's spear broke into hundreds of pieces. The great demon Chikshur was also blown to pieces. He lost his life. When the mighty Chikshur, the commander of Mahishasura's army, was killed, Chamar, who tormented the gods, came riding on an elephant. He also attacked the goddess with his Shakti, but Jagdamba injured and neutralized him with her roar and immediately dropped him on the earth. Seeing the Shakti broken and fallen, Chamar became very angry. Now he threw a spear, but the goddess cut it down with her arrows. Meanwhile, the goddess Loin jumped up on the elephant's head and began to grapple with the demon with great force. While fighting, both of them fell down from the elephant to the earth and, filled with great anger, began to fight, hurling ferocious blows at each other. Thereafter, the lion leaped towards the sky with great force, and while falling from there, severed Charmer's head from the body with its claws. In the same manner, Udgr, after being struck by rocks and chess, was killed by the goddess' hands on the battlefield. Karal also fell down with the blows of teeth, fists, and slaps. The goddess, filled with anger, crushed Uddhat with her mace. Bhindipal killed Vashkal and Tamar and Andhak with his arrows. The three-eyed Parmeshwari killed the demons Ugrasya, Ugravir, and Mahahanu with her trident. With a blow of the sword, she severed the head of Vidal from his body. Durdhar and Durmukh, both of them were also sent to Yamlok with her arrows. Seeing his army being destroyed in this way, Mahishasur took the form of a buffalo and started harassing the followers of the goddess. Some were killed by his snout, some by his hoofs, some by his tail, some by his horns, some by his speed, some by his roar, some by his whirling, and some by his breath and air. He made them fall down. After thus defeating the army of his Ganas, the demon pounced to kill the loin of Mahadevi. This made Jagdamba very angry. On the other side, the mighty Mahishasur, also filled with anger, started digging the earth with his hooves and lifting and throwing high mountains with his horns and started roaring. Due to his whirling, the earth became agitated and started cracking. The sea started submerging the earth from all sides by hitting his tail. The clouds were torn to pieces by the blows of his moving horns. Hundreds of mountains, blown by the force of his breath, fell from the sky. Seeing that great demon coming towards her in this manner, filled with rage, Chandika became very angry to kill him. She threw her noose and bound that great demon. Caught in that great battle, he gave up the form of a buffalo, and immediately he appeared in the form of a lion. In that state, as soon as Jagdamba prepared to cut off his head, he appeared as a man holding a sword. Then the goddess immediately showered arrows and pierced that man with shield and sword. In the meantime, he was transformed into a great elephant. He then rode and pulled the huge loin of the goddess with his trunk. Began while pulling it, the goddess cut off his trunk with her sword. Then the great demon again assumed the form of a buffalo and, as before, began tormenting the three worlds, including all living and non living creatures. Then the mother of the world, Chandika, filled with anger, began drinking the best of honey again and began laughing with her eyes red. On the other hand, the demon, intoxicated with power and valor, began roaring and began throwing mountains at Chandi with his horns. At that time, the goddess spoke while crushing the mountains thrown by him with her clusters of arrows. While speaking, her face was turning red with the intoxication of honey, and her voice was faltering. The goddess said, "O fool, while I drink the honey, roar for a moment. If you die here at my hands, soon the gods will also roar." The sage says, saying this, the goddess jumped and climbed upon that great demon. Then, pressing him with her foot, she struck his throat with a spear. Even though pressed by her foot, Mahishasur started coming out of her mouth in another form. He had just come out with half of his body when the goddess stopped him with her power. Even though half of his body had come out, that great demon started fighting with the goddess. Then the goddess cut off his head with very big sword. Then the entire army of demons fled away, making a hue and cry, and all the gods became very happy. The gods, along with the divine sages, praised goddess Durga. The Gandharv king started singing, and the Apsaras started dancing. Thus, in the story of the Savarnik Manvantar in the Sri Markandeya Puran, the third chapter named Mahishasur Vadh in the Devi Mahatmya is completed. All those who are listening, please say with me, Jai Ma Durga, Jai Ma Durga, Jai Ma Durga. Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. Jai Mata Di. Jai Durga Ma. The fourth chapter of Durga Saptashati is based on Devi Stuti. Fourth chapter. Praise of the goddess by the gods like Indra. Meditation. Meditation should be meditated upon the goddess Durga named Jaya, who is served by the men who desire success and who is surrounded by the gods from all sides. The aura of her limbs is dark like a black cloud. She instills fear in the enemy with her sarcasm. The line of the moon on her forehead looks beautiful. She holds a conch discus, a sword, and a trident in her hands. She has three eyes. She is seated on the shoulder of a lion and is filling the three worlds with her brilliance. The sages say, when the extremely powerful demon Mahishasur and his army of demons were killed by the goddess, Indra and other gods bowed their necks and shoulders to pay their respects and started praising goddess Durga in excellent words. At that time, their beautiful body parts were thrilled with joy. The gods said, we offer our respectful obeisances to the goddess Jagdamba, who is worshipped by all the goddess and sages who is worshipped by all the gods and sages, whose form is the confluence of the power of all the gods and who has pervaded the entire universe with her power. May she bless us. Even Lord Sheshnag, Brahma, and Mahadev are not able to describe the matchless power and strength of Goddess Chandika, who should think of protecting the entire universe and destroying the fear of evil. We salute you, Bhagavati Durga, who resides in the houses of pious souls as Lakshmi, in the house of sinners as Poverty, in the hearts of men with pure conscience as Wisdom, in the hearts of noble men as Faith, and in the hearts of noblemen as Modesty. Goddess, you protect the entire universe. Goddess, how do we describe your inconceivable form, your great prowess in destroying demons, and your wonderful character displayed in the war in front of all gods and demons? You are the cause of the creation of the entire universe. Sattvagun, Rajogun, and Tamogun. All these three gunas are present in you, yet you do not seem to have any association with the defects. Even gods like Lord Vishnu and Mahadevji cannot cross you. You are the shelter of everyone. This entire universe is a part of you because you are the original, uncreated para prakriti of all. Goddess, in all the sacrifices you are Swaha, whose pronunciation satisfies all the gods. Apart from this, you are also the reason for the satisfaction of the ancestors. Therefore, everyone also calls you Swadha. Devi, you are the means to attain salvation, who is the form of unconceivable Mahavrat, who is free from all defects, who have controlled the senses, who consider the Tattva as the essence, and who is practiced by the sages who desire salvation. That Bhagavati Paravidya is you. You are the form of words. You are the basis of the very pure Rig Ved, Yajurved, and Samved, which is accompanied by the recitation of the beautiful verses of the Udgit. You are Devi, Trai, three Vedas, and Bhagavati, endowed with six opulences. For the creation and maintenance of this world, you have appeared in the form of Varta, farming and livelihood. You are the destroyer of the great sufferings of the entire universe. Devi, you are the power of wisdom which gives the knowledge of the essence of all the scriptures. You are the goddess Durga in the form of a boat which takes us across the difficult ocean of existence. You are not attached to anything. You are the goddess Lakshmi who resides solely in the chest of Sri Vishnu, the enemy of Katab, and you are the goddess Gauri who is respected by Lord Chandrasekhar. Your face is adorned with a gentle smile, is pure, imitates the image of the full moon, and is beautiful with the lovely luster of pure gold. Yet, on seeing you, Mahishasur became angry and suddenly attacked you. This is a matter of great surprise. Devi, when that face became red like the rising moon due to anger and became fierce due to the stretched eyebrows, then seeing that Mahishasur did not die immediately, it is a matter of even more surprise, because who can survive after seeing the angry Yamraj? Devi, may you be pleased. O embodiment of the Supreme Being, when you are pleased, the world prospers, and when you are filled with anger, you destroy so many families instantly. This thing has been experienced now because this huge army of Mahishasur has been destroyed in a moment due to your anger. Those on whom you, who always bestow prosperity, are pleased. They are respected in the country, they get wealth and fame. Their religion never weakens, and they are considered blessed with their healthy wives, sons, and servants. Devi, by your grace, a virtuous man performs all kinds of religious deeds with utmost devotion every day and goes to heaven due to its effect. Therefore, you are certainly the bestower of desired results in all the three worlds. Ma Durga, you take away the fear of all creatures when remembered, and when healthy men contemplate on you, you give them wisdom that brings utmost welfare. Goddess, who removes sorrow, poverty, and fear, who else other than you? Whose mind is always compassionate to do good to all. Goddess, by killing these demons, the world should get happiness, and these demons, even if they have been committing sins to stay in hell for a long time, should die in the battle and go to heaven. Thinking this, you certainly kill the enemies. Why do you attack the enemies with weapons? Why do you not destroy all the demons with just a glance? There is a mystery in this. May these enemies also become purified by our weapons and go to the better worlds. In this way, your thoughts towards them also remain very good. The fierce radiance of the sword, the reason why the eyes of the demons did not burst due to the intense radiance of the tip of your trident, was that they were seeing your beautiful face, which gives joy like the moon with beautiful rays. Devi, your modesty removes the bad behavior of the wicked. Also, this form is such that it can never be imagined and which can never be compared with others. And your strength and valor destroy even those demons who had once destroyed the valor of the gods. In this way, you have shown your mercy even on the enemies. O boon giver Devi, with whom can your valor be compared? And where else can we find such a form which frightens the enemies and is extremely beautiful except yours? Kindness in the heart and ruthlessness in battle. These two qualities have been seen only in you in all the three worlds. Mother, you have protected this entire trilogy by destroying the enemies. You have killed those enemies on the battlefield and sent them to heaven, and have also dispelled our fears caused by the maddened demons. We salute you. Goddess, please protect us from the trident. Ambika, please protect us from the sword and also from the sound of the bell and the twirling of the bow. Chandika, please protect us in the east, west, and south directions. And Ishwari, by swinging your trident, you protect us in the north direction also. Please protect us and this earth with your extremely beautiful and extremely fearsome forms which keep roaming in the three worlds. Ambika, protect us from all sides with all the weapons like sword, spear, and mace, etc., that adorn your hands. The sage says, in this way, when the gods praised Jagannatha Durga and worshipped her with divine flowers and perfumes and sandalwood, etc., from Nandanvan forest, then when all of them together offered the fragrance of divine incense with devotion, then the goddess bowed down with a happy face and said to all the gods, the goddess said, Gods, all of you ask me for whatever you desire. The god said, Bhagwati has fulfilled all our wishes. Now nothing is left, because our enemy Mahishasur has been killed. Maheshwari, even after all this, if you want to give us more boons, then whenever we remember you, you should appear before us and remove our great troubles. And happy faced Ambika, the person who praises you with these hymns, besides giving him wealth, prosperity, and splendor, you should always remain pleased with us to increase his wealth and wealth like woman, etc. The sage says, King, when the gods pleased Bhadrakali Devi in this way for their own and the world's welfare, then she disappeared there, saying Tathastu. King, in this way, I have told you the whole story of how the goddess who wanted the welfare of the three worlds appeared from the bodies of the gods in the past. Now, hear from me the whole incident of how the goddess who was helpful to the gods had appeared from the body of Gauri Devi to kill the evil demons and Shumb Nishumb and to protect all the worlds. I describe it to you exactly. In this way, the fourth chapter named Shakra in Devi Mahatmya under the story of Savarnik Manvantar in Sri Markandeya Puran is completed. All those who are listening, please say with me, Jai Mata Di. जय माता दी, जय माता दी। Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Jai Mata Di, Jai Durga Ma. The fifth chapter of Durga Saptashati is based on Devi's conversation with the messenger. Panchamo Praise of the goddess by the gods. Shumb sending a messenger to Ambika after hearing the praise of her beauty from Chandmund and the messenger returning disappointed. Apni Yog. Om. In this Uttara Charitra, Rudra is the sage, Mahesh Mahasaraswati is the deity, Anushtup is the meter, Bhim is the power, Brahmari is the seed, Sun is the element, and Samved is the form. It is used in the recitation of Uttar Charitra to please Mahasaraswati. Dhyan. I continuously worship the goddess Mahasaraswati who holds in her hands the bell, spear, plow, conch, pestle, discus, bow and arrow, whose radiance is like the beautiful moon of autumn, who is the foundation of the three worlds and destroyer of demons like Shumb, and who was born from the body of Gauri. The sage says, in the past, the demons named Shumb and Nishumb, in their pride of their power, snatched the kingdom of the three worlds and the share of sacrifices from the hands of Indra, the husband of Sachi. They both started using the authority of the sun, moon, Kuber, Yam, and Varun. They also started doing the work of the wind and fire. Both of them humiliated, dethroned, defeated, and deprived all the gods of their authority and expelled them from the heaven. Despised by those two great demons, the gods remembered Aprajita Devi and thought, Jagdamba had given us a boon that if I remember her in times of trouble, I will immediately destroy all your objections. Thinking this, God Giriraj went to the Himalayas and started praising goddess Vishnu Maya there. God said, Salutations to the goddess, always salutations to Mahadevi Shiva, salute to nature and Bhadra. We salute Jagdamba regularly. Salutations to Rudra, repeated salutations to Nitya, Gauri and Dhatri, continuous salutations to goddess Jyotsnamai, Chandra Rupini and Sukswarupa. We repeatedly salute Vriddhi and Siddhi Rupa Devi, who grants welfare to the devotees. Salutations again and again to you, Jagdamba, who is in the form of Nariti, Lakshmi of demons, Lakshmi of kings, and Sharvani, wife of Shiva. Salutations always to Durga, Durgapara, one who takes one across difficulties. Sara, the essence of all. Sarvakarini, Khyati, Krishna, and Dhumra Devi. We salute the goddess who is extremely gentle and extremely fierce. We salute her again and again. Salutations again and again to the goddess who is the foundation of the universe. The goddess who is called Vishnu Maya in all beings. Salutations to her again and again. The goddess who is called consciousness in all beings. Salutations to her again and again. To the goddess who is situated in all beings in the form of intelligence. Salutations to her again and again. To the goddess who is situated in all beings in the form of sleep. Salutations to her again and again. To the goddess who is situated in all beings in the form of hunger. Salutations to her again and again. To the goddess who is situated in all beings in the form of shadow. Salutations to her again and again. To the goddess who is situated in all beings in the form of power. Salutations to her again and again. To the goddess who is situated in all beings in the form of desire. Salutations to her again and again. To that goddess who is situated in the form of peace, forgiveness. Salutations to her again and again. To that goddess who is situated in the form of caste in all beings. Salutations to her again and again. To that goddess who is situated in the form of modesty in all beings. Salutations to her again and again. To that goddess who is situated in the form of peace in all beings. Salutations to her again and again. To the goddess who is situated in the form of faith in all beings. Salutations to her again and again. To the goddess who is situated in the form of radiance in all beings. Salutations to her again and again. To the goddess who is situated in the form of Lakshmi in all beings. Salutations to her, salutations to her, salutations to her again and again. To the goddess who is situated in the form of attitude in all beings. Salutations to her, salutations to her, salutations to her again and again. To the goddess who is situated in the form of memory in all beings. Salutations to her, salutations to her, salutations to her again and again. To the goddess who is situated in the form of mercy in all beings. Salutations to her, salutations to her, salutations to her again and again. To the goddess who is situated in the form of contentment in all beings. Salutations to her, salutations to her, salutations to her again and again. Salutations to the goddess who resides in all beings in the form of a mother. Salutations to her, salutations to her, salutations to her again and again. Salutations to the goddess who resides in all beings in the form of illusion. Salutations to her, salutations to her, salutations to her again and again. Salutations to the goddess who is the presiding deity of the senses of the living beings and who is always present in all beings. Salutations to that Vyapti Devi again and again. Salutations to the goddess who resides in the form of consciousness pervading this entire universe. Salutations to her again and again. May that goddess, who is the means of welfare, bless us with welfare and destroy all our difficulties. We, the gods, who are harassed by the arrogant demons, are now offering our obeisances to the goddess, and who, when remembered with devotion by humble men, instantly destroys all calamities. May that goddess Jagdamba alleviate our troubles. The sage says, O king, when the gods were thus praying, goddess Parvati came there to take a bath in the water of river Ganga. The goddess with beautiful eyebrows asked the gods, Whom do you all pray here? Then goddess Shiva, who appeared from her own body, said, All these gods who have gathered here after being insulted by the demon Shumb and defeated by Nishumb in the war are praying me only. Ambika was born from the body of Parvati ji. Therefore, she is known as Kaushiki in all the worlds. After the appearance of Kaushiki, the body of goddess Parvati became black. Hence, she became famous by the name of Kalika Devi, who lives on the Himalayas. Thereafter, Chandmund, the servants of Shumb Nishumb, came there and saw Ambika Devi, who had assumed a very beautiful form. Then they went to Shumb and said, Maharaj, there is a very beautiful woman who is illuminating the Himalayas with her divine radiance. No one has ever seen such a beautiful form. O demon lord, find out who that goddess is and take her. She is a gem among women. Every part of her body is very beautiful, and she is spreading light in all directions with the radiance of her body parts. O demon king, right now she is present on the Himalayas. You can see her. Lord, all the gems, like gems, elephants, and horses, etc., in the three worlds, they all look beautiful in your house at this time. Among the elephants, Eravat, the gem like being, this Parijat tree, and this Uchchaishrava horse, all these you have taken from Indra. This plane drawn by swans and also looks beautiful in your courtyard. This wonderful plane made by gems, which was earlier with Brahmaji, has now been brought to you. You have snatched this treasure called Mahapadma from Kuber. The ocean has also presented you with a garland called Kinjalkini, which is decorated with saffron and whose lotuses never wither. Varuna's umbrella that showers gold also looks beautiful in your house, and this excellent chariot, which was earlier in the possession of Prajapati, is now with you. O demon lord, you have also snatched the power of death called Utkrantida. Varuna's nose and all kinds of gems found in the ocean are in the possession of your brother Nishumbh. Agni has also offered 2 clothes, purified by himself to you, O king of demons. In this way you have collected all the gems. Then why don't you take this auspicious goddess who is like a gem among women under your control? Rishi says, on hearing these words of Chandmund, Shumbh sent the great demon Sugriv as his messenger to the goddess and said, With my permission, tell her these things and do something so that she gets pleased and comes here soon. The messenger went to the very beautiful region of the mountain where the goddess was present and spoke soft words in a sweet voice. The messenger said, Goddess, Demon King Shumb is the supreme god of the three worlds at this time. I am his messenger and have come here to you. All the gods always obey his orders unanimously. No one can violate them. He has defeated all the gods. Listen to the message he has given for you. The entire trilogy is under my control. Even the gods follow my command. I enjoy the portions of all sacrifices separately. All the best gems in the three worlds are in my control. I have snatched away Eravat, the vehicle of Devraj Indra, which is like a gem among elephants. The horse gem Uchchahishrava, which was produced by churning the ocean of milk, has been offered by the gods by falling at my feet. Beautiful lady, besides these, all the other gems that the gods, Gandharvas, and serpents had have come to me. Goddess, we consider you a gem among the women of the world, so you come to us, because we are the ones who enjoy the gems. Beautiful lady with playful glances, come to serve me or my brother, the mighty Nishumbh, because you are of the form of gem. By choosing me, you will attain great prosperity beyond comparison. Thinking this in your mind, you should become my wife. The sage said, on hearing the messenger say this, the auspicious goddess Durga, who holds this universe, smiled in her heart with a serious attitude and said, the goddess said, Messenger, you have spoken the truth. There is not even an iota of falsehood in it. Shumb is the lord of the three worlds, and Nishumb is also as powerful as him. But how can I make a promise false in this matter? Listen to the promise I have already made due to my limited intelligence. Whoever defeats me in a battle, who shatters my pride, and who is as strong as me in this world, he will be my master. Therefore, Shumb or the great demon Nishumb should come here themselves, conquer me, and marry me as soon as possible. Why is there any need to delay in this? The messenger said, Devi, you are full of pride. Do not say such things in front of me. Who is the man in the three worlds who can stand in front of Shumb Nishumb? Devi, all the gods cannot stand in front of other demons in a battle. Then how can you alone, being a woman? How will you, being a woman, go in front of demons like Shumb, etc., against whom even Indra and other gods could not stand in battle? Therefore, you should go to Shumb and Nishumb on my saying. By doing this, your pride will be protected. Otherwise, when they will drag you by your hair, then you will have to go losing your prestige. The goddess said, what you are saying is right. Shumb is strong and Nishumb is also very brave. But what should I do? I have taken this vow without thinking. So now you go. Tell everything that I have told you respectfully to the king of demons. Then he may do whatever he deems fit. Thus, in the Sri Markandeya Puran, under the story of the Savarnik Manvantar in the Devi Mahatmya, the fifth chapter named Devi Doot Samvad is completed. All those who are listening, please say with me, Jai Mata Di, Jai Mata Di, Jai Mata Di. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Jai Durga Ma, Jai Mata Di. The sixth chapter of Durga Saptashati is based on the slaying of Dhumrilochan. Sixth Adhyaya, Slaying of Dhumrilochan. Meditation. I contemplate the Supreme Goddess Padmavati, who resides in the lap of the omniscient Bhairav. She is seated on the throne of the king of snakes. Her body is illuminated by a huge garland of gems adorning the hoods of the snakes. Her radiance is like that of the sun. Her three eyes enhance her beauty. She is holding a garland, a pitcher, a skull, and a lotus in her hands, and a crown of half moon is adorned on her head. The sage says, hearing this statement of the goddess, the messenger became very angry and went to the demon king and told him all the news in detail. Hearing the words of the messenger, the demon king became enraged and spoke to the demon commander Dhumrilochan. Dhumrilochan, you should quickly take your army with you and drag that wicked woman by her hair and bring her here forcefully. If anyone else is standing to protect her, be it a god, a yaksh, or Gandharv, you must kill him. The sage says, on Shumb's order, the demon Dhumrilochan left the place immediately with an army of 60,000 demons. On reaching there, he saw the goddess living on the Himalayas and challenged her, saying, Hey, you go to the Shumb Nishumb. If you do not come to my master happily right now, then I will forcibly drag you by your hair and take you there. The goddess said, You have been sent by the king of demons. You yourself are strong and you have a huge army with you. In such a state, if you take me away by force, what can I do to you? The sage says, At the goddess saying this, the demon Dhumrilochan ran towards her. Then Ambika reduced him to ashes by merely uttering the word Hum. Then the huge army of demons, filled with rage, and Ambika showered each other with sharp arrows, spears, and axes. Meanwhile, the goddess' vehicle, the loin, filled with rage, roared terribly and jumped into the army of demons, shaking the hair on its neck. He killed some demons with his claws, some with his jaws, and many great demons by throwing them down and wounding them with the teeth on his lips. That loin tore apart the stomachs of some with its claws and beheaded some by slapping them. It cut off the arms and heads of some others, and shaking the hair on its neck, it tore apart the stomachs of other demons and sucked their blood. Filled with great anger, that mighty loin, the vehicle of the goddess, destroyed the entire army of demons in a moment. When Shumb heard that the goddess had killed the demon Dhumralochan and that her loin had destroyed the entire army, the demon king became very angry. His lips started trembling. He ordered two great demons named Chand and Mund. O Chand and O Mund, you all go there with a large army. Catch hold of the hair of that goddess, or tie her up and bring her here quickly. If there is any doubt in bringing him in this manner, then kill her in battle using all kinds of weapons and the entire demon army. After that wicked woman is killed and the loin is also killed, tie up Ambika and return soon with her. In this way, in the story of the Savarnik Manvantar in the Sri Markandeya Puran in the Devi Mahatmya, the sixth chapter named Dhumralochan Vad is completed. All those who are listening, please say with me, Jai Mata Di, Jai Mata Di, Jai Mata Di. Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. Jai Durga Ma, Jai Mata Di. The seventh chapter of Durga Saptashati is based on the slaying of Chand and Mund. Saptamo Adhyayah, killing of Chand and Mund. Meditation. I meditate on Goddess Matangi. She is sitting on a throne studded with gems and listening to the sweet sound of a parrot while reading. Her complexion is dark. She has placed one of her feet on a lotus. She wears a half moon on her head and plays the veena while wearing a garland of kahlar flowers. She is wearing a red colored sari and is holding a shankhabhay vessel in her hand. There seems to be a slight effect of honey on her face and a bindi on her forehead looks beautiful. The sage says, thereafter, after getting the permission of Shumb, the demons like Chandmund etc. set out with their fourfold army, equipped with weapons. Then, reaching the golden peak of the Himalayas, he saw the goddess sitting on a loin. She was smiling softly. Seeing her, the demons started trying to catch her quickly. Some drew their bows, some took up their swords, and some people came and stood near the goddess. Then Ambika became very angry with those enemies. At that time, her face turned black due to anger. The eyebrows on her forehead became crooked, and from there immediately appeared the fierce faced Kali, who was holding a sword and noose. She was wearing a strange khatwang and a sari made of leopard skin and was adorned with a garland of human heads. The flesh of her body had dried up. There was only a skeleton of bones, due to which she looked very scary. Her face was very large, and due to her lolling tongue, she looked even more scary. Her eyes were sunken and slightly red. She was echoing in all directions with her terrifying roar, killing big demons. Goddess Kalika attacked the army of demons with great speed and started devouring them all. She would catch the side guards, the mahouts holding the hook, the warriors, and many elephants with their bells with a single hand and put them in her mouth. Similarly, she would put the horses, chariots, and charioteers along with the charioteer soldiers in her mouth and chew them in a terrifying manner. She would catch some by the hair, strangle some, crush some with her feet, and kill some by knocking them down with a blow of her chest. She would catch the big weapons released by the demons in her mouth, and filled with rage, would grind them with her teeth. Kali trampled and devoured the entire army of powerful and evil demons and drove them away. Some were killed by swords, some by khatwangs, and many were crushed to death by the front part of her teeth. Thus the goddess killed the entire army of demons in a moment. Seeing this, Chand ran towards the terrifying Kali. The great demon Mund also covered the terrifying goddess with a shower of arrows and discus rounds fired thousands of times. The many discs entering the goddess' mouth seemed as if many circles of the sun were entering the belly of the clouds. Then the terrifying roaring Kali laughed horribly in rage. At that time, her teeth, which were barely visible inside her fierce faces appeared extremely bright. The goddess took a huge sword in her hand and, uttering hum, attacked Chand and, grabbing his hair, cut off his head with the same sword. Seeing Chand killed, Mund also ran towards the goddess. Then, filled with anger, the goddess wounded him with her sword and made him lie down on the ground. Seeing the mighty Chand and Mund killed, the rest of the army that had survived fled in all directions in fear. Thereafter, Kali took the heads of Chand and Mund in her hand and went to Chandika and laughingly loudly said, Goddess, I have presented to you these two great animals named Chand and Mund. Now in the war sacrifice, you yourself should kill Shumbh and Nishumbh. The sage says, seeing those great demons named Chand Mund brought there, the auspicious Chandi said to Kali in a sweet voice, Devi, you have come to me with Chand and Mund. Therefore, you will be famous in the world by the name of Chamunda. Thus, in the Devi Mahatmya, under the story of Savarnik Manvantar in the Sri Markandeya Puran, the 7th chapter named Chand Mund Vad is completed. All those who are listening, please say with me, Jai Mata Di, Jai Mata Di, Jai Mata Di. Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. Jai Mata Di, Jai Durga Ma. The 8th chapter of Durga Saptashati is based on the slaying of Raktabij. Ashtamo Adhyayah. Killing of Raktabij. Meditation. I meditate on Bhavani, who is covered with rays of Anima and other Siddhima. Her body is red in color, her eyes are full of compassion, and her hands are adorned with noose, hook, arrow, and bow. The sage says, after the demons named Chand and Mund were killed and a large army was annihilated, the mighty king of demons, Shumbh, became very angry and ordered the entire army of demons to march for the war. He said, today the 86 demon commanders named Udayudh should set out for the war with their armies. The 84 commanders of the demons named Kambu should travel surrounded by their armies. The 50 Kotivire clan and 100 Dhomr clan demons should march with their armies at my command. The Kalak, Dorhrud, Morre, and Kalkeya demons should also prepare for the war and depart immediately at my command. The fearful king of demons, Shumbh, gave these orders and set out for the war with thousands of large armies. Seeing his extremely fearsome army approaching, Chandika made the earth and sky resound with the twang of her bow. O king! Thereafter the loin of the goddess also began to roar loudly. The Ambika increased the sound by ringing the bell. The twang of the bow, the roar of the loin, and the sound of the bell resounded in all directions. With that terrifying sound, Kali enlarged her fierce face even more and thus became victorious. Hearing that tumultuous sound, the armies of demons came from all sides and surrounded Chandika Devi, the loin, and Kali Devi in anger. King, in the meantime, for the destruction of the demons and the rise of the gods, the powers of the gods like Brahma, Shiva, Kartikeya, Vishnu, and Indra, who were endowed with great valor and strength, came out of their bodies and went to Chandika Devi in their own form. Whatever the form, attire, and vehicle of a god, exactly in the same way, his power came to fight the demons, equipped with the means. First of all, the power of Brahmaji, adorned with Akshasutra and Kamandalu, sitting on a swan mounted plane, appeared, who is called Brahmani. The power of Mahadevji, mounted on the bull, reached there, holding the great trident in his hands, wearing Mahanag's bangle, adorned with the moon line on his head. Jagdambika, the form of Shakti of Kartikeji, assumed his form and came to fight with the demons, mounted on the best peacock with power in her hand. Similarly, the power of Lord Vishnu, seated on Garud, came there with conch, disc, mace, bow, and sword in his hands. The power of Sri Hariki, who took the form of a unique Yajna Varaha, was also present there in the form of Varaha, horse body. Narsimhi Shakti also came there in a body like that of Narsimha. The stars in the sky would scatter due to the jerk of the hair on his neck. Similarly, Indra's power came sitting on the elephant Eravat, holding the thunderbolt in its hand. It too had 1,000 eyes. It had the same form as Indra. Thereafter, surrounded by those divine powers, Mahadevji said to Chandika, "To please me, you kill these demons soon." Then, a very terrifying and extremely fierce Chandika Shakti appeared from the body of the goddess, which was making sounds like hundreds of jackals. That undefeated goddess said to Mahadevji with smoky hair, "Lord, you go as a messenger to Shumb Nishumb and tell those two very proud demons, Shumb and Nishumb. Along with them, give this message to the demons who are also present there for the war. Demons, if you want to survive, then return to the netherworld. May Indra get the kingdom of the three worlds, and may the gods enjoy the share of the sacrifice. If you desire war in the pride of your strength, then come. May my yoginis be satiated with your raw flesh." Since that goddess had appointed Lord Shiva as a messenger, she became famous in the world by the name of Shivduti. Those great demons also became very angry on hearing the words of the goddess from the mouth of Lord Shiva and proceeded towards the place where Katyayani was sitting. Thereafter, those demons, filled with resentment, started showering weapons like arrows, Shakti, and Drishti on the goddess. Then the goddess, in a playful manner, twanged her bow with the long arrows shot from it, cut down the arrows, spears, maces, and axes shot by the demons. Then Kali went ahead of them and began to pierce the enemies with her spear and roamed the battlefield, crushing them with her khatvang. Brahmani too, by sprinkling the water from her kamandalu on whichever side she ran, destroyed the energy and valor of the enemies. Maheshwari with her trident, Vaishnavi with her discus, and the Shakti of Kumar Kartikeya, filled with great anger, began to kill the demons. Pierced by the thunderbolt of Indra Shakti, hundreds of demons and monsters fell asleep on the earth, flowing streams of blood. Varahi Shakti destroyed many with the blows of her snout, pierced the chests of many with the front part of her molars, and many demons fell down after being torn apart by the blows of her discus. Narsimhi also started roaming in the battlefield, tearing apart other great demons with her nails and devouring them and making the directions and the sky resound with her roar. Many demons, extremely frightened by the loud laughter of Shivduti, fell on the earth, and upon falling, Shivduti devoured them at that time. Seeing the angry Matriganas killing the big demons with various methods, the demon army fled. Seeing the demons fleeing from the battle, afflicted by the Matriganas, a great demon named Raktabij, filled with anger, came to fight. Whenever a drop of blood fell from his body on the earth, another great demon as powerful as him was born on the earth. The great demon Raktabij, taking a mace in his hand, started fighting with Indra Shakti. The Indri struck Raktabij with her thunderbolt. When he was wounded by the thunderbolt, a lot of blood oozed out from his body, and from it, warriors with similar looks and valor as him started being born. As many drops of blood fell from his body, as many men were born. All of them were as virile, strong, and valiant as Raktabij. Those men born from blood also started fighting fiercely with the mothers there, using very dreadful weapons. When his head was wounded by the thunderbolt, blood started flowing, and thousands of men were born from it. In the battle, Vaishnavi struck Raktabij with his discus, and Indri struck the demon commander with his mace. When Vaishnavi struck him with her discus, the blood that flowed from his body, and from that thousands of great demons of his size appeared. The entire universe was pervaded by them. Kumari struck the great demon Raktabij with her power, Varahi with her sword, and Maheshwari with her trident. That great demon Raktabij, filled with anger, attacked all the mother powers separately with his mace. The stream of blood that fell on the earth from his body after being wounded many times with spears and tridents surely gave birth to hundreds of demons. In this way, the entire universe was pervaded by the demons born from the blood of that great demon. This frightened the gods a lot. Seeing the gods sad, Chandika quickly said to Kali, Chamunde, open your mouth even more, and eat up the drops of blood falling from my weapons and the great demons born from them with your eager mouth. Thus, keep roaming in the battleground, devouring the great demons born from blood. By doing so, when all the blood of the demon will be drained, he himself will also be destroyed. When you devour those fierce demons, so no new demons will be born. Having said this to Kali, Goddess Chandika struck Raktabij with a spear, and Kali took his blood in her mouth. Then he attacked Chandika with a mace. But that blow of the mace did not cause the goddess any pain. A lot of blood fell from the wounded body of Raktabij. But as soon as he fell, Chamunda took him in her mouth. She devoured all the great demons that were born in Kali's mouth due to the falling of blood, and she also drank Raktabij's blood. Thereafter, the goddess killed Raktabij, whose blood had been drunk by Chamunda, with thunderbolts, arrows, swords, and spears. O king, thus wounded by the barrage of weapons and bloodless, the great demon Raktabij fell on earth. O Lord of men, this gave the gods immense joy, and the Matrigans, intoxicated by drinking the blood of those demons, began to dance. Thus, in the Devi Mahatmya under the story of Savarnik Manvantar in Sri Markandeya Puran, the 8th chapter named Raktabij Vad is completed. All those who are listening, please say with me, Jai Mata Di, Jai Mata Di, Jai Mata Di. Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. Jai Durga Ma. Jai Mata Di. The 9th chapter of Durga Saptashati is based on the slaying of Nishumbh. Navamo Adhyayah. Killing of Nishumbh. Meditation. I constantly take refuge in the form of Ardhanarishwar. His color is like that of Bandhu Kapushp and gold mixed with reddish yellow. He holds beautiful rosary, noose, gourd, and Varad Mudra in his arms. The half moon is his ornament, and he is adorned with 3 eyes. The king said, O Lord, you have told me this wonderful significance of the divine character related to the killing of Raktabij. Now, I want to hear what Shumb and Nishumb did after Raktabij was killed in great anger. The sage said, King, when Raktabij and other demons were killed in the war, the anger of Shumb and Nishumb knew no bounds. Seeing his huge army being killed, Nishumb, filled with anger, ran towards the goddess. He was accompanied by the main army of the demons. In front of him, behind him, and on his sides were big demons who came to kill the goddess, biting their lips in anger. The mighty Shumb also, after fighting with the mothers, reached there with his army to kill Chandika in anger. Then a fierce battle between Shumb and Nishumb and the goddess began. Both the demons were raining arrows like clouds. Chandika instantly cut off the arrows shot by both of them with her own arrows and showered a shower of weapons on the limbs of both the demon kings. Nishumb took a sharp sword and a shining shield and attacked the head of the loin, the best vehicle of the goddess. On her vehicle being hit, the goddess instantly cut off Nishumb's best sword with an arrow called Kshurpra, and also broke his shield, which had 8 moons embedded in it, into pieces. On the cutting of the shield and sword, the demon used his Shakti, but when he came in front, the goddess broke him into 2 pieces with her discus. Now Nishumb was burning with anger, and the demon raised a spear to kill the goddess. But when he came close, the goddess smashed him with her punch and crushed him to pieces. Then he swung his mace at Chandi, but that too was cut by the goddess' trident and reduced to ashes. Thereafter, seeing the demon king Nishumb approaching with an axe in his hand, the goddess wounded him with a hail of arrows and put him to sleep on the ground. At the fall of his terrifying valiant brother Nishumb, Shumb became very angry and advanced forward to kill Ambika. Sitting on the chariot itself, he covered the entire sky with his 8 large and matchless arms, adorned with excellent weapons, and looked wonderful. Seeing him approach, the goddess blew her conch and also made a very dreadful sound with the string of her bow. At the same time, she filled all directions with the sound of her bell, which destroyed the brilliance of all the demon soldiers. Thereafter, the lion too, with his roar, which would make the pride of even the biggest elephants vanish, filled the sky, earth, and all the 10 directions with noise. Then Kali jumped into the sky and struck the earth with both her hands. This produced such a terrifying sound that all the earlier sounds became silent. Thereafter, the messenger of Shiva laughed ominously for the demons. Hearing these sounds, all the demons trembled, but Shumb became very angry. At that time, when the goddess pointed at Shumb and said, O evil soul, stand still, stand still, the god standing in the sky exclaimed, Victory to you, victory to you. Shumb came there and fired a very terrifying Shakti, energy filled with flames. The goddess pushed away that Shakti, which was coming like a fiery mountain, with a huge stick. At that time, the three worlds resounded with the roar of Shumb. O king, its echo produced a terrible sound like thunderbolt, which overpowered all other sounds. The arrows shot by Shumb were broken into hundreds and thousands of pieces by Devi, and the arrows shot by Devi were broken by Shumb with his fierce arrows. Then Chandika, filled with anger, struck Shumb with a trident. He fell unconscious on the earth due to the blow. In the meanwhile, Nishumb regained consciousness and taking up his bow in his hand, he wounded the goddess Kali and the loin with his arrows. Then the demon king made 10,000 arms and covered Chandika with his discus. Then goddess Durga, who destroys insurmountable pain, became angry and cut down those discus and arrows with her arrows. Seeing this, Nishumb, along with the army of demons, ran with great speed with his mace in his hand to kill Chandika. As soon as he came, Chandi quickly cut off his mace with her sharp sword. Then she took the spear in her hand. Seeing Nishumb, the tormentor of the gods, coming with a spear in his hand, Chandika, moving her spear with great force, pierced his chest. After being pierced by the spear, another mighty and valiant man came out of his chest, saying, Stand, stand. On hearing the words of the emerging man, the goddess laughed out loud and cut off his head with her sword. Then he fell on the earth. Thereafter, the lion started eating the necks of the demons by crushing them with its teeth. It was very terrifying scene. On the other hand, Kali and Shivduti also started devouring other demons. Many great demons were destroyed after being pierced by the power of the Virgin. Many fled away after being weakened by the water infused with the mantras of Brahmani. Many demons were torn to pieces by Maheshwari's trident and fell down. Many were crushed to death on the earth after being struck by Varahi's snout. Vaishnavi also cut the demons into pieces with her discus. Many lost their lives due to the thunderbolt that dropped from Indri's hand. Some demons were destroyed, some fled from that great war, and many became prey to Kali, Shivduti, and Loin. Thus, in the story of Savarnik Manvantar in Sri Markandeya Puran, the 9th chapter named Nishumbhavad in Devi Mahatmya is completed. All those who are listening, please say with me, Jai Mata Di, Jai Mata Di, Jai Mata Di. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Jai Mata Di, Jai Durga Ma. The 10th chapter of Durga Saptashati is based on the slaying of Shumbh. Dashmo Adhyayah, Shumbhavad. Meditation. I contemplate in my heart the goddess Kameshwari, the incarnation of Shiva, who wears a half moon on her forehead. She is beautiful like heated gold. The sun, the moon, and the fire, these three, and her eyes, and she holds a bow and arrow, and a hook, a noose, and a spear in her beautiful hands. The sage says, O king, seeing his dear brother Nishumb killed and knowing that the entire army was being destroyed, Shumb became angry and said, Wicked Durga, do not show false pride in the pride of your strength. You are acting very proud, but you fight taking the support of the strength of other women. The goddess said, O wicked one, I am alone. Who else is there in this world except me? See, these are my own manifestations, hence they are entering me. Thereafter, all the goddesses like Brahmani etc. merged in the body of Ambika Devi. At that time, only Ambika Devi remained. The goddess said, I had appeared here in many forms with my divine power. I have gathered all those forms. Now I am standing alone in the battle. You also stand still. The sage says, Thereafter, a fierce battle broke out between the goddess and Shumb in front of all the gods and demons. Due to the shower of arrows and the attack of sharp weapons and dreadful arms, the battle between the two appeared very terrifying to everyone. At that time, hundreds of divine weapons shot by goddess Ambika were cut by demon king Shumb with their deterrent weapons. Similarly, whatever divine weapons Shumbh shot, the goddess destroyed them playfully by uttering a terrifying roar. Then that demon covered the goddess with hundreds of arrows. Seeing this, the goddess, filled with anger, also shot an arrow and cut off his bow. After the bow was cut, the demon king again took the Shakti in his hand, but the goddess cut off the Shakti in his hand with her discus. Thereafter, Shumb, the lord of demons, attacked the goddess with a shield and sword shining with 100 moons. As soon as he arrived, Chandika immediately cut off his shield and sword, which were as bright as the rays of the sun, with sharp arrows shot from her bow. Then the demon's horse and charioteer were killed. His bow had already been cut. Now he took up his dreadful club in his hand, ready to kill Ambika. Seeing him coming, the goddess cut off his club with her sharp arrows. Despite this, the demon raised his fist and rushed towards the goddess with great force. The demon king punched the goddess in the chest. Then the goddess slapped him on the chest. After being slapped by the goddess, the demon king Shumb fell on the earth, but suddenly he stood up again as before. Then he jumped up and took the goddess up and stood in the sky. Then Chandika started fighting with Shumb in the sky, also without any support. At that time, the demon and Chandika started fighting with each other in the sky. Their battle astonished the Siddhas and sages. Then Ambika, after fighting with Shumb for a long time, lifted him up, whirled him around, and threw him on the earth. After being thrown down on the earth, the evil-souled demon ran towards Chandika with great speed to kill her. Then, seeing Shumb, the king of all demons, coming towards her, the goddess pierced his chest with her trident and threw him on the earth. On being wounded by the edge of the goddess' trident, his soul departed and he fell on the ground, shaking the entire earth, including the oceans, islands, and mountains. Thereafter, after the slaying of the evil souled demon, the entire world became happy and healthy, and the sky appeared clear. The clouds and meteor showers that were earlier indicative of havoc all became silent, and after the demon was killed, even the rivers started flowing in their proper path. At that time, after Shum's death, the hearts of all the gods were filled with joy, and the Gandharvas started singing sweet songs. The other Gandharvas started playing musical instruments, and the Apsaras started dancing. The holy wind started blowing. The radiance of the sun became excellent. The extinguished fire of the fireplace started rekindling itself, and the terrifying sounds from all directions became silent. Thus, in the story of the Savarnik Manvantar in the Sri Markandeya Puran, the 10th chapter named Shumbhavad in the Devi Mahatmya is completed. All those who are listening, please say with me, Jai Mata Di, Jai Mata Di, Jai Mata Di. Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. Jai Durga Ma. Jai Mata Di. The 11th chapter of Durga Saptashati is based on Hymn to Narayani. Ekadasho Adhyayah. Praise of the goddess by the gods and boon to the gods by the goddess. Meditation. I meditate on goddess Bhuvneshwari. The radiance of her limbs is like the morning sun, and there is a crown of the moon on her head. She has 3 eyes. A smile is visible on her face, and the Varad, Ankush, Pash, and Abhay Mudra are beautiful in her hands. The sage says, when the great demon Shumbh was killed by the goddess, the gods like Indra started praising goddess Katyayani by bringing Agni in front of them. At that time, their faces were glowing due to the fulfillment of their wishes, and the directions were also illuminated by their light. The god said, Goddess who removes the pain of those who surrender, be pleased with us. Mother of the entire universe, be pleased. Vishweshwari, protect the universe. Devi, you are the presiding deity of the animate and inanimate universe. You are the only support of this universe, because you reside in the form of the earth. Devi, your prowess is incomparable. You reside in the form of water and satisfy the entire universe. You are the Vaishnavi Shakti, endowed with infinite power. You are the cause of this universe and the ultimate illusion. Devi, you have enchanted the entire universe. When you are pleased, you make people attain salvation on this earth. Devi, all the knowledge is your different forms. All the women in the universe are your images. Jagdamba, you alone have pervaded this universe. What praise can be offered to you? You are beyond the things to be praised and beyond speech. When you are omnipresent goddess who grants heaven and salvation, then you were praised in this form. What could be better than this to praise you? Narayani Devi, who resides in everyone's heart intelligently and who bestows heaven and salvation. Greetings to you. Narayani, who leads to the result, change of state, gradually through the form of art, wood, etc., and is capable of bringing an end to the world. Greetings to you. Narayani, you are the auspicious one who bestows all kinds of blessings. May Shiva be the benefactor. She is the one who fulfills all the efforts, surrenders herself to the soul, has three eyes, and is fair. Greetings to you. You are the Shakti Bhoot of creation, sustenance, and destruction, the eternal goddess, the basis of virtues, and the one with all qualities. Narayani, greetings to you. Narayani Devi, who is engaged in protecting the poor and suffering people who take refuge in her and relieves everyone's pain. Greetings to you. Narayani, you assume the form of Brahmani and sit on a plain harnessed by swines and keep sprinkling water mixed with kusha. Greetings to you, Narayani Devi, in the form of Maheshwari, who holds a trident, moon, and snake and sits on the back of the great Taurus. Greetings to you. Sinless Narayani, in the form of a virgin, who lives surrounded by peacocks and cocks and possesses superpowers. Greetings to you. Vaishnavi Shakti Rupa Narayani, who wields excellent weapons in the form of conch, disc, mace, and bow and arrow. You be happy. Greetings to you. Kalyanmai Narayani, the goddess of good fortune, carrying the terrible Mahachakra in her hands and lifting the earth on her teeth. Salutations to you. Narayani, who is fiercely engaged in killing the demons in the form of a lion and who is engaged in the protection of Tribhuvan. Greetings to you. Narayani Devi in the form of Indra Shakti, who wears a crown on her head and a Mahavajra in her hand, who looks radiant because of her thousand eyes, and who kidnaps the life of Vrittasur. Greetings to you. Narayani, who destroys the huge army of demons in the form of Shivduti, who assumes a terrible form and makes a terrible roar. Greetings to you. Mund Mardini Chamunda Roop Narayani, adorned with Mundmala, with a monstrous face because of the beards. Greetings to you. Lakshmi, Lajja, Mahavidya, Shraddha, Pushti, Swadha, Dhruva, Maharatri, and Mahavidya Rupa Narayani. Greetings to you. Medha, Saraswati, Var, Best, Bhuti, Aishwarya form, Babhravi, brown colored or Parvati, Tamsi, Mahakali, Niyata, restrained, and Isha, Lord of all. Rupini Narayani, greetings to you. Goddess Durga, who is omnipresent, omniscient, and endowed with all types of powers, protect us from all fears. Greetings to you. Katyayani, may this gentle mouth of yours, adorned with three lochans, protect us from all kinds of fears. Greetings to you. Bhadrakali, may your trident, which appears monstrous due to flames, is extremely fierce and is the destroyer of all demons. Save us from fear. Greetings to you. Goddess, may your bell, which pervades the entire universe with its sound and destroys the brilliance of demons, protect us from sins, just as a mother protects her sons from evil deeds. Chandika, the sword adorned in your hand, is tainted with blood and fat of demons. May you bless us. We salute you. Devi, when you are pleased, you destroy all diseases, and when you are angry, you destroy all the desired desires. Those who have taken refuge in you, no calamity falls on them. Those who seek your refuge become those who give refuge to others. Goddess Ambika, you have divided your form into many parts and taken various forms to kill these great demons who were traitors to religion. Who else is mentioned in the scriptures that reveal knowledge and in the first words of Vedas except you? And who else other than you is the power that is constantly misleading this world in the pit of attachment, which is full of darkness of ignorance? Wherever there are demons, wherever there are snakes with deadly poison, wherever there are enemies, wherever there is an army of robbers, and wherever there is a forest fire, and even in the middle of the ocean, you protect the world by staying with us. Vishweshwari, you protect the world. You are the form of the world, hence, you hold the entire world. You are also worshipable to Lord Vishwanath. Those who bow their heads in front of you with devotion, they give shelter to the entire world. Devi, be pleased. Just as you have quickly protected us by killing the demons at this time, in the same way, always protect us from the fear of enemies. Destroy the sins of the entire world and quickly remove the big troubles like epidemics, etc., which are the result of riots and sins. Devi, who removes the pain of the world, we are lying at your feet. Be pleased with us. O Parmeshwari, worshipable by the residents of the three worlds, give blessings to all the people. The goddess said, O gods, I am ready to grant you a boon. Ask for a boon you desire. I will certainly grant you that boon which will be beneficial for the world. The god said, O Sarveshwari, you should likewise calm down all the obstacles of the three worlds and keep on destroying our enemies. The goddess said, O gods, in the 28th yug of the Vaivasvat Manvantar, two more great demons named Shumb and Nishumb will be born. Then I will be born in the house of the Nandagop from the womb of his wife Yashoda, and will go and live in Vindhyachal and destroy the above mentioned two demons. Then, taking incarnation on the earth in a very fearsome form, I will kill the demon named Vaprachit. When I devour those terrifying demons, my teeth will become red like pomegranate flowers. Then the gods in heaven and humans in the mortal world will always praise me and call me Raktadantika. Then, when the rains will stop for 100 years and there will be scarcity of water on earth, at that time when the sages will praise me, I will appear on earth in the form of Ayonija, and I will look at the sages with 100 eyes. Therefore, people will sing my praises by the name of Shatakshi. O gods, at that time I will nourish the whole world with the vegetables produced from my body. Till the rain does not come, those vegetables will protect everyone's life. Due to doing this, I will be famous on earth by the name of Shakambari. In the same incarnation, I will also kill the great demon named Durgam. Due to this, my name will become famous as Durga Devi. Then, when I assume the form of Bhim and devour the demons living on the Himalayas to protect the sages, all the sages will bow down in devotion and praise me. Then my name will become famous as Bhima Devi. When the demon named Arun will create a great disturbance in the three worlds, then for the benefit of the three worlds, I will assume the form of innumerable six-legged bumblebees and kill that great demon. At that time, everyone will praise me everywhere in the form of Brahmri. In this way, whenever a demonic obstacle will appear in the world, I will take incarnation and kill the enemies. Thus, in the Devi Mahatmya, under the story of the Savarnik Manvantar in the Sri Markandeya Puran, the 11th chapter named Devi Stuti is completed. All those who are listening, please say with me, Jai Mata Di, Jai Mata Di, Jai Mata Di. Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. Jai Mata Di, Jai Ma Durga. The 12th chapter of Durga Saptashati is based on eulogy of the merits. Dwadasho Adhyayah. Significance of reciting Devi Charitras. Meditation. I meditate on the three-eyed goddess Durga. The radiance of her limbs is like lightning. She appears fierce, sitting on the shoulder of a lion. Many girls are standing in her service with sword and shield in their hands. She holds a discus, mace, sword, shield, arrow, bow, nose, and index finger in her hands. Her form is fiery, and she wears a moon-shaped crown on her forehead. The goddess said, O gods, whoever with a concentrated mind will daily praise me with these hymns, I will definitely remove all his obstacles. Whoever will recite the stories of the destruction of Madhukatab, the killing of Mahishasur, and the killing of Shumb and Nishumb, and on Ashtami, Chaturdashi, and Navami, those who listen to my great glory with devotion, with a concentrated mind, vicious deeds will not be able to touch them. They will not face any sins. They will never face poverty in their homes, and they will never have to suffer the pain of separation from their loved ones. Not only this, They will never fear the enemy, robbers, king, weapons, fire, or even a mass of water. Therefore, everyone should always read and listen to my greatness with a concentrated mind. It is extremely beneficial. My greatness quenches all the troubles caused by epidemics and all the three types of disturbances, including spiritual ones. I never leave the place in which my greatness is recited daily, according to the prescribed method in my temple. I always remain present there. On the occasions of sacrifice, worship, fire, and festivals, my character should be read and heard completely. By doing so, whatever sacrifice, worship, or fire, etc., a person performs for me, whether knowing the method or not, I will accept it with great pleasure. On the occasion of the annual grand worship performed in the autumn season, the person who listens to my greatness with devotion will be freed from all obstacles and will be blessed with wealth, grain, and sons by my grace. There is no doubt about this. By listening to my greatness, the beautiful stories of my appearance and my valor in war, a person becomes fearless. The enemies of those who listen to my greatness are destroyed. They attain welfare and their family remains happy. One should listen to my glory while doing all the peace rituals. When one sees bad dreams and when one is suffering from terrible sufferings caused by planets. All the obstacles and terrible sufferings caused by planets are pacified by this, and the nightmares seen by men are transformed into auspicious dreams. This glory is pacifying for children affected by the malefic planets, and when there is a rift in a group of men, it helps in making them friends. This glory destroys the power of all the wicked people. By merely reciting it, demons, ghosts, and evil spirits are destroyed. All this glory of mine helps one to attain my proximity. The amount of pleasure I get by worshipping me for a year, by offering animals, flowers, offerings, incense, lamps, perfumes, etc., by feeding the Brahmins, by performing homas, by performing abhishekam every day, by offering various types of other food items, and by giving donations, etc., is the same pleasure I get by just listening to this excellent story of mine once. This greatness, on hearing it, removes sins and grants health. The recitation of my appearance protects one from all ghosts and war related story, destroys the evil demons. By listening to this, men are not afraid of enemies. O gods, the praises of me that you and the Brahm Rishis have sung, and the praises of Brahmaji, all of them give auspicious wisdom. When caught in a forest, on a lonely road, or surrounded by forest fire, when trapped by robbers in a deserted place, or captured by enemies, or when chased by lions, tigers, or wild elephants in the jungle, when taken to a place of slaughter or captivity by the order of an enraged king, or when the boat is tottering in a storm, after boarding a boat in the ocean, when attacked by weapons in a fierce battle, or when afflicted with pain, or more importantly, when all dreadful obstacles are encountered. He who remembers my character becomes free from all troubles. Due to my influence, ferocious animals like lions are destroyed, and robbers and enemies also run away from a person who remembers my character. Rishi says, saying this, goddess Chandika, who had great valor, disappeared in front of all the gods. Then all the gods also become fearless of being killed by the enemies and started following their respective rites while enjoying the yajna portion like before. The remaining demons went to the underworld when Shumb, the great enemy of God, and the mighty Nishumb, who was the destroyer of the world and was killed by the goddess in the battle. Rajan, in this way, Bhagavati Ambika Devi, despite being daily, appears again and again and protects the world. It is she who fascinates this world. She is the one who gives birth to the world, and she is the one who is satisfied with prayer and bestows science and prosperity. Rajan, that Mahakali who assumed the form of epidemic at the time of Mahapralay, is present in this entire universe. It is she who causes epidemics from time to time, and she herself, despite being unborn, appears in the form of creation. It is the eternal goddess who protects all living beings according to the time. At the time of the rise of the human beings, she resides in the form of Lakshmi in the house and grants progress. And she, in times of scarcity, she becomes the cause of destruction by becoming poverty. When she is worshipped with flowers, incense, and perfumes, etc., and is praised, she bestows wealth, sons, religious wisdom, and a good fortune. In this manner, in the story of the Savarnik Manvantar in the Sri Markandeya Puran, The 12th chapter, named Falstuti, is completed. All those who are listening, please say with me, Jai Mata Di, Jai Mata Di, Jai Mata Di. Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. Jai Ma Durga, Jai Mata Di. The 13th chapter of Durga Saptashati is based on the bestowing of boons to Surat and Vaishya. Triyodasho Adhyayah, Goddess boon to Surat and Vaishya. Meditation. I meditate on that goddess Shiva who has the radiance like the sunrise, who has 4 arms and 3 eyes, and who holds in her hands the noose, gourd, boon, and the mudra of fearlessness. The sage says, O king, thus I have described to you the excellent glory of the goddess. Such is the power of the goddess who holds this universe. She alone produces knowledge. It is by that goddess, who is the form of the illusion of Lord Vishnu, that you, the Vaishyas, and the other prudent people are bewildered, have been bewildered, and will be bewildered in future too. Maharaj, you should seek refuge in that very goddess. Upon worship, she alone grants men enjoyment, heaven, and salvation. Markandeya says, Kroshtuki ji. On hearing these words of Medha Muni, King Surat bowed down to that great sage who was observing a great fast. He had become very sad due to extreme attachment and the abduction of the kingdom. Mahamuni, therefore, being detached, the king and the Vaishya immediately went for penance and started performing penance by staying on the banks of the river to have the darshan of Jagdamba. The Vaishyas started performing penance by reciting the excellent Devi Sukt. Both of them made a clay idol of the goddess on the bank of the river and started worshipping her by offering flowers, incense, and havans, etc. First, they gradually reduced their food intake, then, by remaining absolutely without food, they started thinking about the goddess with concentration, keeping their mind focused on her. Both of them continued to worship with restraint for 3 years, offering sacrifices with the blood of their bodies. Pleased with this, goddess Chandika, who sustains the world, appeared before me and said, The goddess said, O king and Vaishyas, who bring joy to their clan, ask me for whatever you desire. I am satisfied, so I will give you everything. Markandeya says, Then the king asked for a kingdom that would not be destroyed in the next birth and asked for the boon that in this birth also he would destroy the army of enemies by force and regain his kingdom. The Vaishya's mind had become sad and detached from the world, and he was very intelligent. So at that time he asked for the knowledge that would destroy attachment in the form of attachment and ego. The goddess said, King, in a few days you will kill your enemies and regain your kingdom. Now your kingdom will remain stable there. Then after death you will be born from the part of Lord Vivaswan, sun, and will be famous on this earth by the name of Savarni Manu. O Vaishya, I give you the boon you desired from me. You will get knowledge for salvation. Markandeya ji says, After giving the desired boons to both of them and listening to her praise with devotion by them, Goddess Ambika immediately disappeared. In this way, after getting the boon from the goddess, Surat, the best among the Kshatriyas, will be born from the sun and will be Manu named Savarni. In this way, the 13th chapter named Surat and Boon to Vaishya in Devi Mahatmya under the story of Savarnik Manvantar in Sri Markandeya Puran is completed. All those who are listening, please say with me, Jai Mata Di, Jai Mata Di, Jai Mata Di.
जय गणेश जी, जय गणेश जी, जय गणेश जी, जय माता दी, जय माता दी, जय माता दी।